So for a horizontal fence style, do you install your railings differently, or how does that work?
It is a much different installation method, okay? Because your boards are going the opposite direction. You've done different things to your post to handle it. Now, that horizontal fence, as much as it's very nice and aesthetically pleasing, it is not the fence for everybody because you can see through it. Mm-hmm. Okay? The standard board-on-board is where people go for privacy.
Good neighbor fence, you
Yes.
said it was is the one where you have fence boards on both sides.
Yes.
And typically you could space those boards out a little more because they're staggered, is that correct?
It now comes to personal preference. How much do I want to see through? The more that you offset the boards, you can see on an angle. The more you pull them in tight, the tighter it is. Obviously, the tighter those boards or the more overlap on those boards, the more boards you're going to take. Okay? Standard is 17 boards per section on an 8-foot section. Okay? 9 on one side, 8 on the other. That's an industry standard for pricing. I personally like 21. Okay? It gives me a very nice tight fence, okay? And then I get to use a piece of 2x4 to space my fence boards.
If you were doing a privacy fence and all the boards are on one side, you probably still wouldn't want to butt your fence boards. You'd still want to leave somewhat of a gap, correct?
Depends on the time of the year. If you were to build the fence in the spring, I want to pull those boards as tight as possible. There is still moisture in these boards and they're going to shrink. As summer progresses, the moisture levels drop down, these boards will not shrink as much. So you might want to give it a gap. However, you will be able to see through. So I always like pulling them tight, because no matter how much you think the board is dry, it's going to shrink.
So for anybody who has any questions about specifically the rail placement for their particular style of fence, where can they go to get help for those kind of questions?
Well, once you become a member of the Build It Better program, you'll be assigned with a project coach that will go through your entire fence project, that will break down everything for you and will go through and tailor the actual build to your individual needs. By the time you leave, you will know where the posts need to go, how this is going to be constructed, and you will have a very good understanding of all things that encompass a fence. And if need be, we can refer you to industry professionals that can either build the fence or install the posts for you. At the end of the day, these are people that are trusted by Turkstra and are part of the Turkstra Build It Better program.
We hope you found this video helpful. If you did, check out more videos in our Everything You Need to Know to Build a Fence series by checking out links in the description below or by clicking the thumbnail on your screen now.